Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with the Eras mod. It's time to go ahead and end the Spanish, although they still hold some islands, so they will be properly ended. But the main province will be taken over, and I doubt they will conduct any major maneuvers out from that island. However, as you might note, there's a small army back here, comprising of the 3 Dragoon squadrons that I'd recruited to, add on cavalry, which is needed for most of my armies, as I've neglected that. It's a lot easier to recruit a lot of infantry quickly in the beginning, and so there wasn't that much cavalry. The problem is, though, a persistent problem that I probably should have just gone ahead and dealt with it the hard way right away. And that is, of course, that I started this campaign with the mod files in the wrong loading order, which meant that a lot of the textures weren't right. I fixed it around episode 3 and 4, and I was hoping that it would be fine. Clearly it wasn't. We already saw in an early episode that I had problem with the Lancers. Now it seems that it actually goes for all cavalry, and I'm guessing it has to do something with the fact that they've updated the cavalry models. So since they were wrong, since I did that wrong from the beginning, and now because of the change that I made trying to make it right again, it kind of broke the cavalry models, or at least the ones that are newly recruited. Which means that I can't get any new cavalry, which is going to break the campaign. And not only that, what other unit uses cavalry or the horse, which is cannons. So no new cannons either. So that's, I can't continue at this point. For you guys, it hopefully won't matter, because I will go ahead and play up all this to this point again off camera. To the best of my ability, get it exactly at the same. Since we're not that far into the campaign, it should be fine. I'm gonna do this battle here. The reason why I haven't already started on fixing everything is I wanted to do this battle here because I wouldn't be able to really redo the condition where Grouchy is the one ready to attack. I wouldn't be able to get to that kind of point again, so I felt that it was better to complete this sort of the campaign for mainland Spain to sort of not leave that halfway and try to recreate that condition to pick that up again. So we're gonna do this battle for this video, and then I'm gonna have a lot of work, building, reinstalling the entire thing, and then starting the campaign over, and then working my back to the situation that we're going to leave off in this video. A lot of work for me. Hopefully by episode 8 will be the next one. You will not notice anything. But first and foremost, we need to go ahead and capture Spain. So without further ado, let's have Grouchy go ahead and attack and take on the Spanish. So we have an army of 2,800 men, so close to 3,000, and the enemy has similar. Now the enemy, of course, is heavily boosted by armed citizenry mob, which is god-awful. The advantage the enemy has, I would say, is they have a lot of cavalry, while I have no cavalry. But what I have is I have 2 6-pounder guns. So I would say that would definitely, improve my chances. And with that, let's go ahead and fight this battle and get this over with. And so the battle starts with the 9th Zhangban and his lights opening fire upon a cavalry squadron that is moving in. It's moving in unsupported by the rest of the army, so not entirely sure what they're thinking right here or where they're going. I'm gonna go ahead and move this guy into square as well and move the general in to defend him. But it looks like the cuirassiers have stuck on the 33rd Line Battalion, which is actually the 84th Regiment of Line. Are they receiving any aid from the lights? Lights are still reloading. There's kind of a ridge going through here, so I'm not sure entirely if the support fire from that is going to help any. I could open up fire with this one, but I'm pretty sure I'll just hit friendlies with that. I'm bringing up the artillery. They're a little bit slow because they got stuck in woods and unfavorable conditions. I want to see if I can get them up to a good position, which will be hard to find. We do have kind of a ridge going through here, or high ground, compared to low ground around the road. But the thing is, well, since it's kind of Empire cannons, they can just fire clean over the woods if they want to. But I would like to get pretty good positions as well if the enemy moves forward with the cavalry, so we can have the troops. Oh, now they're advancing. We're gonna hold forward positions, and then we will retire once the artillery in position. Probably not gonna have time to get any gooder, better position than right here. Gooder position? What am I, speaking American? Let's see. Setting up right there. Want to see if I can get the lights all the way up to the woods so that they get the benefit of being covered by the woods without receiving the penalties of firing through it. My guns will be ready to set up and fire upon the enemy, and if they're not ready by that time, I could very well lead my troops into an attack. Because right now, they've got troops quite far away here, while we're closer here. So this brigade right here could be moved into action. I should hold fire and wait for the enemy brigade to get closer. Since these two have already fired, I will move them into square. So we got Joshua Thompson's 57th being moved into square to protect against heavy cavalry by the Spanish. Oh, and they decide to almost move in between the two squares. That's not going to work out well for them. We've got the heavy cavalry attacking once more. The two batteries are now ready, so they will open fire. If I can actually destroy this cavalry, it leaves a lot of open ground here, which we could move on. And this cannon right here could be deployed and move through the road. The lights are receiving some fire, but it's at a very odd angle, so... what did you fire? No, it's the rest of them. Right. The thing to keep an eye on is the fact, of course, that the enemy has a lot more cavalry than we do. They're starting to move troops here. I want to see if maybe I can have time to get up to the higher ground on the other side of the road. And they're very slow in formulating their attack. I'm not shooting gun through my own men, am I? That is definitely through my own men. The cannon is aiming on a unit too close. And so the cannon shots are going through the 5th. Concentration of cavalry out here. Right, I think we're gonna have to stop right there. With the reserves pretty close. General following. Make sure that the lights are firing on the closest unit here, the armed artillery. Should be a pretty good target. You can fire up the side of that one while you continue to bombard the troops out here. Sounds like the enemy wants to conduct a charge. The enemy line infantry is close though, so maybe not move into square just yet. I think we should actually move this gun forward and move these troops forward. And I can fit the gun in between there, and we can fire canister on anyone who closes in. The 84E needs to be formed into square. They did a feint, and then the enemy lancers actually charged the 7th. But at this point they're kind of low on numbers. So I don't think they will be able to do that much. We need to drop square though and fire against these. Oh. They're coming on pretty hard here. What I want to do now is actually, let's see if we can't pull the line back. And maybe open up for canister through here. Right, they see their opportunity to try and strike us in the back. The 57th will move into square. The guns will set up right here. With the troops pulling back. We will hold right here. The square held. 2 cavalry units attacked. And the terrible will move back. Right. Canister ready. Fire at that concentration of infantry. We've got grenadiers and then 2 units of militia formulating by the road. Good shots all around. Definitely broke one of the militia units. We'll continue to fire canister down that way. Meanwhile, the 14th battery is about to set up and be firing canister into this direction right here. Are you ready for deployment? Yes, they are. We have another concentration of infantry. The gunners barely can see what they're firing at this point. But they can hear the enemy through the smoke screen. And suddenly the armed artillery lose hundreds of men, while the rest of them advance on the firing line continuously cleaning off this side. Battery on this side have now started firing into the woods. See if we'll be able to send them off. Here's a unit that needs to go. Turn the gun slightly to fire on this unit. Holding on really well. Fire, damn you, fire! I cut the unit in two. Oh, cavalry is coming up. Fire in the general direction. Just keep firing straight forward into that and that will be fine. Slowly breaking off here. Why don't you try and gain some ground? I had an opportune moment here. One could launch a bayonet charge to dislodge the rest of them. There's a lot of units running in this area right now. Oh, they're about to fire. Fire on the retreating grenadiers. The unit was murdered completely. My lord, the unit is no more. With now only 2 units holding here. Militia unit and the Irish regiment. And the general, of course. Just back there. They're about to break. We'll lead the charge off from the left. Meanwhile, the guns will be firing off on to this side. You can see the most Spanish troops now are in full retreat. Lights will advance. The troops will advance here. You will switch to round shot. Target the unit further away. You will switch to round shot and target that unit further away as well. Right, we're forcing the Spanish into retreat. The general is firing pistol. Rather unnecessary. Oh, we've gotten a little bit too far. We need to reform here. As we've got enemy troops right ahead of us. Let's organize the line here a little bit. Let's fire round shot on that unit further back. Let's bring this one up. These 3 will hold. Fire on the grenadiers. You will continue. The reserves here will be brought up behind the 9th, which will run to position. We do have the general back here. Could cause problems. Let's have the 10th form into square and fire upon the enemy. The 84E is standing right next to the grenadiers. And they broke them. The 9th is ready to face the guards. The enemy is retreating all across the field. There's only 2 units left. Let's go ahead and take these units and swing them up to face the enemy over there. Where did the enemy general go? Oh, he has been defeated and is running away. Time for the square to hold fire. There's no point in you making a load of noise. Most likely to kill friendlies here. Hurry up, 84E, hurry up. Even with that furious fire by the guard infantry, there's not that many losses among the light infantry. which is able to return fire. And with the aid of the 84E, we are breaking down the guards pretty darn rapidly. Switch your attention over to the next regiment. And it looks as though we have definitely won this battle. The general just came back. Heavy losses on the 8th as they're facing the Bedshard regiment. Not entirely sure who these guys are, but they're pretty good shots because the 8th have lost over 100 men. Unfortunately for these guys, they're now the last one standing, so they're receiving fire from literally everyone. And there we go. The battle has been won. I will order my troops to pursue and declare this a victory. Only the general is left to be dealt with, but I'm sure we'll be able to deal with him rapidly. And so let's declare this as a victory. Here's the result of the battle. I lost 400 men against the enemy, which lost their entire force. Deployed 3,000, 3,500 for the enemy, so and so forth. Highest kills goes to the cannons, followed by the 84E, followed by random fusiliers, followed by the 9th, so that's Jungban. We got the 54th down here, and so on. Wonderful victory. And that leaves me in control of the entire Spanish territory. They've got a navy out here. And, let's see. What else do they have? They have a navy down here. Oh, there was actually quite a lot of British troops. I didn't realize they had built up this type of force. They've been spending a lot of time building up this force. Huh. And there's more navy here, and there's more navy here. Right. I mean, the British, I think, is the main target. Although I expect that the Portuguese will attack me as well. A lot of these nations have been very aggressive. Like we saw the Bavarians actually went out to attack me. Rather than sit and wait for me to attack them. So I think we can definitely see the British coming at us. Same with the Portuguese coming at us. Which could lead this area to be contested for quite a long time. So it would be good to build a supply depot. In terms here now, because this is going to change somewhat. Hopefully not a lot, but there's definitely going to be change. Because I'm going to have to redo all of this. In the major parts, I think that I will redo everything to the best of my ability. Now, we talked about doing or capturing a lot of areas as vassals instead to, not be bogged down, or at least not when I have troops where I have to basically build armies, occupation armies, besides the... I would have armies of conquest and armies of occupation to come in afterwards. Especially in the German territories, because there's so many small states that probably would be very unhappy with that. Other than that, I would probably try and save my trade navy, knowing what I know now, that they would, they would be hunted until extinction. So I would try and save those. And then there might be some change in sort of recruiting to, get a little bit more cavalry off the start and not just a bunch of infantry. Interesting, I don't think I ever mentioned it again. I mentioned it a little bit, though. There was a Two Sicilies army moving in on on Murat in his kingdom down here in Naples. I thought, that looked pretty dangerous. He actually has 2 full stacks. At this point, I think he has like 2.5. So it could very well be that Murat moves on and actually captures Sicily. So we would have one ally actually doing something useful. But with that, I think we're going to go and end it right here. With having, set this as part of it, ending the campaign. Like, I have no other sort of halfway campaign anywhere else. So, yeah. I will, as soon as possible here, start working on that and getting that up to speed, so that hopefully you guys will feel no problem with that. Also, that probably means that, now when you guys, especially, or I should be talking to the members right now, now you've seen the campaign, you know what kind of units there are. I'm thinking we'll go ahead and redo the units you asked for. A lot of people will be able to get their units because a lot of you asked for Old Guard, and there's 10 battalions, so there's plenty for you to go around. But with that, I think we'll go ahead and just end it right here. So I will say this. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.